Levon Cade gets up in his car at the beginning of the film and drives to Garcia's construction site to begin working. After receiving some food from one of his co-workers, he informs the staff of the day's activities before going to the office to meet the Garcias. Joe Garcia's daughter Jenny gives him some billing documents inside. Then, in an attempt to celebrate the event, she asks her father for a sizable number of money to finish a semester. Joe is initially hesitant, but in the end, he accepts and gives her the money. Levon observes a bunch of mafia guys intimidating one of the workers as they enter the building site. He intervenes immediately, quickly removing them and compelling them to depart. Jenny asks Levon whether he has any military experience after seeing the incident. Levon brushes the question aside and tells her not to bring it up with anyone. Jenny, intrigued, reveals that her grandfather taught her how to break a finger and asks him to teach her how to fight. Then, before departing, she offers him some food. Later, Levon pays his daughter Mary a visit at her grandparents' home. When he gets there, Mary recognizes him and quickly gets into his car. Levon pauses to talk to his father-in-law, who is in charge of Mary's custody. After his wife tragically committed herself, Levon lost custody, and the court determined that his truck was unfit for rearing a child. He is therefore only permitted to visit for 2 hours each week. After that, Levon offers Mary a unique gift, a photo of her and her late mother at their supper together. When Mary sees the picture, she struggles to accept the loss and expresses her rage and grief over her mother leaving them. Later, Levon goes to see his attorney about his daughter's custody dispute. The attorney tells him that things are becoming worse and inquires as to why his father-in-law is so hostile toward him. Levon clarifies that his father-in-law holds him accountable for his wife's passing. In actuality, she had struggled with depression during his military service. Levon is committed to fighting for his daughter in spite of the obstacles, and he gives the money he has saved to carry on the legal battle. For her daughter's happiness, he even leases a place. Jenny and her pals get together at a clubhouse that evening to party and have a good time. When one of the bartenders spots her, he tells Viper, a mafia member, about her. Soon after, one of her pals starts feeling ill and quickly heads to the restroom. When Jenny is left alone, a group of kidnappers unexpectedly ambush her and quickly remove her. When Levon sees police officers leaving Joe's office the following day at work, Joe and his wife rush over to Levon and tell him that Jenny has gone missing. They beg him for assistance, but he declines, claiming to have moved on from his past. Even though Joe gives him $50,000, Levon is adamant about his choice and declines the job, but he accepts the money and goes to his friend's house. That night, Levon pays a visit to Gunny, a friend from his military days. He informs Gunny of Jenny's departure and declares his intention to accept this position. It is revealed that Gunny once lost his sight after Levon protected him from an accident. The significance of this for the family is then explained by Gunny. Levon, who is determined to find Jenny, goes to see Joe and promises to bring his daughter back. He starts researching the pub where she was last spotted that night. He finds a fragment of Jenny's necklace while looking in a neighboring alley, proving that she was taken from there. Levon follows a lead, finds a member of the bar staff, and confronts him at his residence. When he inquires about Jenny's absence, the bartender maintains that he is unaware of it. Levon presses him after seeing the falsehood, making him provide names. The bartender is ready to speak when a few of his colleagues show up. Levon quickly destroys everyone in the room after realizing the threat. He verifies the body's mafia affiliation after searching them. He grabs some money before departing with the intention of using it to buy information from other gang members. When Wolo and a bunch of gang members arrive at the residence the following day, they instantly discover the carnage from the previous evening. They quickly tidy up the area and depart, not realizing that Levon is pursuing them, realizing that they are being targeted. Levon meticulously surveys the area before launching his attack, tracking them back to a safe place. After breaking into the building, he swiftly subdues Wolo and ties him up. Wolo alerts Levon to his potentially harmful error as soon as he regains consciousness. Unfazed, Levon demands to know Jenny's location and throws the money he had previously taken onto the table. Levon straps Wolo to a chair and throws him into the water when he won't speak, instantly murdering him. Levon's inquiry reveals that Wolo's son, Dimi, is the one responsible for the kidnapping. He doesn't waste any time in trying to locate him. Another senior member of the gang, Yuri, shows up at the safe home a little later. Observing Wolo dead, he tells his troops to find the culprit after realizing that Dimi is not like Wolo. Levon gets in touch with a police buddy to inquire about a man named Dimi. His acquaintance cautions him that Dimi is a mafia leader and a very dangerous person. After that, he gives Levon the address of a bar that has connections to organized crime. On that evening, Levon goes to the pub. As soon as one of the security guards spots him, Dougie walks up to him, notes how wealthy he is, and takes him to a man named Dutch. The customers become furious and assault Levon right away since they believe he is an undercover police officer. They are quickly defeated by Levon, who neutralizes everyone in his path. Dutch steps in just as he is ready to murder one of them, recognizes that he was a military man, and offers to engage in dialogue. Levon plays along, asks for narcotics, and Dutch agrees to set up a trade. The following day, Dutch arranges a meeting between Levon and the mafia's principal dealer and delivers the promised goods. Levon later meets Dimi. Before closing the sale, Dimi examines Levon to make sure he isn't a fraudster. After being persuaded, he gives the pills to the person. Uninterested in the deal, Levon throws them out right away. He spots Viper, a gang member who was present when Jenny was abducted, while he is at the bar. Levon leaves after learning of this and starts snooping on the gang's operations. But when one of the security officers sees Levon observing them, he subtly begs for assistance. Levon attempts to flee on a motorcycle after realizing the danger is imminent, but Yuri's men catch him after a fierce pursuit. Levon takes advantage of the fact that they are transporting him in a van by killing both of his captors, taking over the vehicle, and before fleeing, pushes into the water to obliterate any traces. In the meanwhile, when Yuri finds his men dead, he becomes furious. He rallies the entire mafia to face Dimi after realizing that someone is actively pursuing them. Simultaneously, Dimi asks one of his gang members after realizing that the deal has gone awry. Before he can take anything, Yuri shows up and tells him that Levon killed his father and that Dimi will probably be his next victim. When Levon picks up his daughter from school the following day, he realizes something is amiss and discovers that his father-in-law is in danger. He immediately runs to see how he's doing. He discovers the house on fire when he gets there. Levon immediately rushes into the flaming structure to save his father-in-law. He brings his daughter to Gunny's house for protection after realizing that she might possibly be a target. He armed himself and gets ready for the fight after leaving her in Gunny's care. In the meantime, Viper and Artemis are keeping watch over Jenny as she is taken to a safe house. She takes advantage of the situation, breaks free from their hold, and flees into the streets. She frantically signals for assistance when she spots a police cruiser, only to discover too late that the officer is a gang member. She is immediately brought back to Viper and Artemis by the dishonest police officer. Later, a wealthy client calls Viper and asks Jenny to stay the night. They immediately accept the offer. Levon confronts Dimi at his hiding place and requests information. Dimi exposes the area where Jenny is being held and describes Viper's role. He is in charge of obtaining information on the ladies they kidnap, while negotiating his life in exchange for answers. Levon destroys Dimi after obtaining the address and moves on to his next victim. Dutch, however, cautions the gang to be extremely vigilant after learning that Levon is the one breaking into their activities. When Levon gets to the safe home, he immediately starts methodically eliminating everyone in his path, including Dutch. Jenny fights back and kills Artemis in the midst of the mayhem. Levon locates her and releases her a short while later. Two of the gang's surviving members ambush them and start shooting as they try to flee. Levon acts quickly, removing them in a single motion by pulling the pin on a grenade. After the danger has passed, Levon and Jenny eventually make their way to safety. After Levon brings Jenny back to her parents, they express gratitude to him for saving their daughter. Levon, Mary, and Gunny's family ultimately find a moment of joy after the storm when they all eat a quiet lunch together in the last scene.